Soul 3 by J.N. Wdowski. For your full enjoyment, read or listen to the end. Chapter 28. Dale began to skim the library. He noticed the books were organized by subject matter: engineering, survival skills, agriculture, animal husbandry, steam engines, robotics, electronics, chemistry, biology, classic literature, science fiction, fantasy, myths, and more. You are very right, Chopson. This library is much more valuable than any weapons we can find here. They are the seeds to rebuild humanity. Josh noticed one large book on the desk that was separate from those on the shelves. He looked at the bookshelves and did not see any open space for it. "What is this book?" he asked Dale. Dale walked over to the desk and read the cover in gold leaf. Journal. Journal? Zup asked. Dale opened to the first page. It had a handwritten entry. Dale read it aloud for them to all hear. April 15th, 2042. I, Marcus T. Weston, have brought my family into the shelter. The war has dragged on for 10 years now, and I see no future. I am with my wife Anna and our 2 children, Andrew and Eva. The thorium reactor will provide safe, clean energy for generations. The AI maintenance systems and the D.W. Miller robotic assistants will keep the shelter functioning long after I am gone. The level below has workshops with 3D printers, with all the needed elements to make any parts or tools that might be required. Also on the lower level are fish breeding and holding tanks, chicken coops, and rabbit hutches for protein. The aeroponic gardens will provide all needed vitamins and fiber. We are completely self-sufficient, no matter how long it takes for the madness above to end. Marcus seemed to have thought of everything. So what went wrong? Zoop looked over Dale's shoulder at the journal along with the others. Perhaps when things got better they left the shelter, suggested Chopson. Yet, left everything still running? Dale was skeptical. And left this library behind? Dale turned to the final written page in the journal. It was in a different handwriting than Marcus's. He again read aloud for all to hear. February 9th, 2185. Our great-great-great-grandfather had thought of everything for us to survive in the shelter for 5 generations now. He gave us food, clean water, endless energy, robotic servants. Yet there was only one thing he did not consider. In the last days of the Grand War, the hatch to the outside world was buried in rubble. Our ancestors could not return to the surface. Our great-great-grandparents inbred. The inbreeding has left our final generation with health issues, and worse, sterile. My siblings and I are the last of our line. He thought out the technology, but missed the limitations of biology. I am the last, and will pass away soon, as my siblings have already. The machines will continue to maintain the shelter, but for no one. My only hope is the descendants of those that did survive the Grand War will uncover our shelter someday. I hope you are now reading my last words. I ask you only to appreciate and cherish the library my great-great-great-grandfather had left for you. Please heed his words of wisdom. Use the knowledge of this collection to rebuild a much better world. Do not make the same mistakes. I wish you, whoever finds this peace and prosperity. Donald R. Weston. Dale closed the journal. A solemn feeling came over him. It was all for nothing. It wasn't. Pixa answered. You have the library now. Heed their wishes and build a better world. We need to win this coming war first. Zup responded. A bit agitated with the idea of humans rediscovering their lost technology, he added, I just hope humanity does not use this knowledge to make the same mistakes. Chopson was starting to get a little annoyed with Zoop's barbs. Looking at this library, humanity in a few thousand years made achievements the Neathans have never even dreamed of. As awful as we humans are, you're still hoping that we and our lost technology can save your green Picus. I was not saying I don't appreciate your trying to help. Zup took a physical step backwards. Chopson cooled down. We are not perfect. Yet what species on this world is? None, Pixa replied. Perfection is not what the great author has written. Josh added, Zup. I thought very much as you do about our human cousins. I too saw their imperfections. Yet, this time, the great author has written for me to be with them. I have learned that humans do have a noble side to them. He has written them to be a complex race, yet with abilities that rival even fairy magic. Josh is right, Zup. Pixa defended their human companions. Dale decided not to get involved in the conversation. As they talked about the pros and cons of humanity, he searched the desk. In the top center drawer, he found mostly writing utensils. In the two large side drawers, he found them packed with stacks of rectangle-shaped greenish papers, wrapped in separate bundles tied together with strips of paper that read $10,000. The bills themselves had a crisp feel to them, not like any paper he had felt before. On one side of each bill was a picture of a man with long hair. Under his picture it read, Franklin. 100 was printed in each corner of the papers. The reverse side showed a building with the words, above it, In God We Trust. Under the building, in a much smaller font, read, Independence Hall. Seeing no value in these papers, he placed the stack back into the drawer and closed it. Dale turned away from the desk. Let's find the armory so we can help the Neathtons. What of the books? Asked Josh. Yes, we should take the books back to East Riverton. Chopson agreed. There are too many. We would need to come back someday with a wagon and a team of horses to recover them. They will remain safe here until we can return. Dale responded. They checked the next room. The android maid, as directed by Pixa, was cleaning the room. The room had 2 rows of leather recliners with built-in cup holders. Each row had 6 chairs. The second row was 2 steps higher than the first. All the chairs were facing one wall that was covered by a large white screen. A third level, 3 steps above the first, had a desk with a UHD projection computer system. On the other walls were movie posters of classic 20th century films. The silent films Sunrise, Chaplin's The Kid, Casablanca with Humphrey Bogart, Orson Welles' Citizen Kane, The Wizard of Oz, John Ford's The Searchers starring John Wayne, Akira Kurosawa's 7 Samurai, Fellini's 8½, Kubrick's 2001, Space Odyssey, Coppola's The Godfather, Star Wars, A New Hope, and The Lord of the Rings. The room was a complete mystery to all of them. This is not the armory. Chopson stated the obvious. Yet what is it? Dale looked at the movie posters. Being in such a controlled, maintained environment seemed as fresh and bold as when they were first printed. Josh sat in one of the chairs, found a switch on the side of it to let it recline a little and put up a footrest. He pressed another button, and rolling massage balls moved up and down his back. He closed his eyes, with a wide smile across his face. I could get used to this. We need to find the armory, Zup reminded them. Dale left the room to continue their search for the armory. The next room had a pool table, ping-pong table, a felt-covered card table, and a chessboard stand with chess pieces. A larger wooden table with chairs was next to shelves of boxed board games. Opposite the shelves against the wall were several silent arcade machines and a pinball machine. Still not the armory. Zup insisted they keep looking and not waste time. The following rooms were bedrooms. 6 of the bedrooms had queen-sized beds and private bathrooms. The first bathroom they found, Josh entered one of the glass shower stalls, closing the glass door behind him. The door magnetically snapped shut. Standing in the stall, he examined the dials in front of him. Unable to read the dials, he nevertheless reached out and turned one on. To his astonishment, cold, clean water sprayed him from 4 different directions. He quickly shut off the shower as he shook from being completely drenched. Stepping out of the stall, he grabbed a clean white cotton bath towel hanging on a rack near the stall. Warm air blew down from the ceiling, drying off his hair as he used the towel to dry off. "I think you're supposed to disrobe first." Dale chuckled, as the others had a hearty laugh, even Zup. "It seems the great author has a sense of humor." Zup handed Josh another dry towel. The last bedroom they came to was larger. It had a king-sized bed, night tables, dressers, computer workstation, closets, and a sitting area, and also an attached bathroom. The difference was, the tub was large enough for 2 adults, and had nozzles along the sides of the tub and control panel on the wall. The panel had a temperature dial, on-off switch, and button labeled Jet Massage Setting. "We really need to return when this conflict is over. This place is amazing." Dale led them out of the master suite into the next room, the armory. The armory was not what they expected. It had weapons they had never seen before. Dale recognized some of the weapons from the pages of the book in the time capsule. It was not a stash of firearms, but more like a collection of different weapons from different times of human history. The walls of the room were lined with cherrywood paneling. The weapon collection hung on the walls, with small bronze plaques under each weapon. Dale first walked to the swords and read the plaques under each. Gladius, 300 BC to 250 AD. Scimitar, 7th to 9th centuries AD. Katana, 13th century AD. Claymore, 15th to 17th century AD. Rapier, 16th to 17th century AD. And a model 1860 light cavalry saber. Moving to the next group of weapons, he found a Brown Bess flint lock musket and a Kentucky long rifle from the American Revolution. From the American Civil War was a Navy Colt and a Springfield model 1861. From World War I, there were mounted on the wall a Colt 1911, M1903 Springfield, M1917 Enfield, Winchester, M1897 trench gun, and a Browning automatic rifle, BAR. The different types of firearms went on through World War II, the Cold War, the War on Terrorism, and finally the weapons used in the Grand War. A SMG urban fighter, a Warson assault rifle, and an anti-armor shoulder-launched rocket lance. "These are all museum pieces," Dale responded to the others. "I don't think there is any ammunition for any of them, even if they are still functional." "There is a hidden door in the corner on the far end of the room." Pixa pointed with her wand. It sparked, and the hidden panel door opened. Chopson, with one of his axes at the ready, entered the dark room that lit up once he crossed the threshold. The room was not large, but in the center was a triangle-shaped wooden rifle rack. It held 10 of the Warsan assault rifles on each side of it. On the right wall was a glass gun case. Within it were 10 urban fighters. "Ammo?" Chopson picked up one of the Warsons as he examined it. "The far wall." Josh responded, walking over to 20 vacuum-sealed ammunition boxes. 5 of the steel boxes were marked as .45 caliber rounds, with 600 rounds each. The other portable ammo cans were marked as 805.56 by 45 mm rounds. Josh picked up one of the ammo cans, by its built-in handles. "Not light, but can be carried." Dale walked up to the ammo cans, reading them to himself. "Seems we found the ammo." To be continued in Chapter 29.
Support the author. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.